that in many cases we know what we should do in terms of risk management. It's not that we need more research, more analysis. There are many, many very simple things that we know would improve the situation a lot, that would be cost effective, and that we should implement. And that's the case in the US and in the rest of the world. So the big question is not what we should do, is to understand why we're not doing it, what are the reasons why, what are the obstacles, and then to design measures, policies to try to target these obstacles and to make sure we do what we think we should do. So to give you just one example, if you look at floods in many places in the world, we know that the problem is that the drainage system is not well maintained. We know that this is cheap to do, and after each flood, you have a report telling you you should maintain your drainage system better. And after each flood, you get a few years, it's done, and after a few years, there are other priorities, we forget about the flood, and we go back to the initial problem. So it's not about putting together a new report saying that we should improve the drainage system. The question is, why do we do it for a few years and not after that? It's a problem with the memory of the problem. It's an issue of institutions, of budget, make sure that the budget is sustainable and so on. So it's a completely different set of solutions that you would be proposing. You're not proposing to clean the drainage system, you're proposing to set up an institution, a legal framework to make sure this is done over the long term, because you know that the problem is a memory that will fade away over time. And in many cases, we can find these type of problems. It can be that the households and firms do not have the right incentives to protect themselves. It can be that the official, the elected official, do not have a good incentive to do risk management because it's a very long-term issue. When you're successful, you avoid a crisis and nobody sees a crisis being avoided, so basically nobody cares. So it's not a very good deal to get re-elected, to invest a lot in risk management. So if you know that, then you can think about solutions. It's not enough to decide after a crisis to do something great. You need to put in place institutions. You need to make sure this is a sustainable decision that will be done over time, even if it takes 10 years.